guys, what's up? My name is Molly. I'm back with Georgia this week, and we're going to talk all things SEC Gymnastics Championship. What an amazing weekend. I had so much fun watching the championship. We normally start off our episodes with Gymnast of the Week. However, we actually don't have a Gymnast of the Week this week. Do you know why?
Because there were 10, 10, 10 across the board.
We had a bunch of 10s. Literally, the judges decided to show up at this last meet of the season for whatever reason. It was like they just were like, oh, the angels in the sky, let's give everybody 10s. One of the first 10s we had was Mara Tetzarelli. She collected, sorry if I said that wrong, Mara. She collected her third perfect 10 on her career on uneven bars, earning her the 2025 SEC uneven bars champion title. That's amazing. Congratulations to Mara. We have Leanne Wong. This girl has so many 10s. She had a perfect 10 on bars as well. Selena Harris Miranda from Florida, another one who has a bunch of 10s. She had a 10 on vault this meet. Riley McCusker had her perfect 10 on bars as well. There were a lot of bar 10s, I guess. And then Faith Torres from Oklahoma had her perfect 10 on floor, which is not her first perfect 10 of the season on floor. All of these women, well-deserved. Round of freaking applause, because some of these girls, you can tell, have been working so hard to achieve that perfect 10 the entire season. Maybe the bar judges were just, maybe they were bought off. I'm not sure, but they were just handing out the 10s, like making it rain. Well-deserved, ladies. I'm really proud of everybody. LSU has won the SEC championship for a second year in a row. They are headed on down to regionals. They are currently, Georgia and I are going back and forth with this because we have some misleading numbers here. Because per the SEC website on the national rankings page, they are still technically number 2 against Oklahoma. However, today, the national committee picked out our brackets for the rest of the championship season, and they listed them as number 1. So we're a little conflicted here. So if somebody in the comments wants to go over this a little bit with us, that would be great. Like I said, though, each of these girls, I mean, Faith Torres from Oklahoma has had such an amazing season. I'm pretty sure we highlighted her at one point during the season as our Gymnast of the Week. Selena Harris Miranda. I have heard that girl's name 10 million times during the season.
When do we not talk about her? We're always talking about her.
We're talking about her on every episode because we're obsessed with her. That's really what it is. She is who I performed voodoo on, guys. Come on. Anyways, but I think I love Florida, and I love Selena Harris Miranda, and I love Leanne Wong because, and same with Riley McCusker, because they are a bounce back team. They are that national championship contender because they are able to come back from really bad weekends like this, or not like this, but like in the past. You know, and we also have, you know, Alabama did not perform their best. However, a few of their gymnasts had season highs. They broke records for their own careers personally. And I think that's the beautiful thing about gymnastics is, yes, there's the team aspect. And that's why I love collegiate gymnastics, is because they are a team and they are pursuing the same goal. However, it is still such an individual sport. So each of those girls is really able to attain what they want when they show up, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that LSU deserved the SEC title. Haley Bryant was back for LSU. She's been back, I think, for a few weeks. She started off with an injury, so she didn't start regular season. And then she kind of came in. I'm pretty sure she won all around for the SEC championship. She's just incredible. She's like, I don't need to do regular season. Just put me in when it's important. So, LSU definitely deserves that number 1 spot. They definitely deserve that title. I am curious. I think it's possible for them to go back to back this year. It'll be interesting.
I think they can. And it's funny because the 2 previous years it was Oklahoma. So it looks like we kind of have 2, 2, 2s and 2s back to back to back. So I think just following, you know, history repeats itself. Following that, I would say LSU will take it all. However, we are kind of getting out of the conference play here, and we are going up against teams like Oregon and UCLA. UCLA is currently listed as the number 4 in the national rankings. They have an amazing team. You look at Utah. Utah has several Olympic gymnasts on their team. I mean, this is not going to be an easy path throughout this bracket to get from the regionals all the way to the finals. The finals are going to be held in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
How do we get there?
I don't know.
Or Georgia and Molly getting to Dallas.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We
But I
need
mean,
to.
it's going to be great. I mean, let's see. So we have Maryland and West Virginia will compete, and then they will go in to compete against LSU, Arkansas, and Michigan. Whoever wins that little one, and then you have the Michigan State, Kentucky, Ohio State, Penn State. So those two, and I think that's a really great, little thing right there. And then we in the Utah regional, you have BYU and Utah State that will compete, and then whoever wins that will compete against Utah, Stanford, and Denver. And then you have UCLA, Minnesota, Southern Utah, and Boise State. In the Alabama regional, you have California, Alabama, North Carolina, and Iowa competing. You have a little mini one, Clemson and Rutgers. Whoever wins that will compete against Florida, Oregon State, and NC State. And then we have Missouri, Georgia, Arizona State competing. We have the mini one, Illinois, and UC Davis compete. Whoever wins that will compete against Oklahoma, Auburn, and Nebraska. It's going to be hard. Like there's so many good teams. I mean, you have Jordan Childs on UCLA. I wouldn't want to compete against her. I just want to be in the same room as her. But I mean, like she to me, she's tunnel driven. She's got Olympic medals. She doesn't have an NCAA championship. So, I feel like there's so many focused teams, so many deserving teams. It's going to be amazing.
We've talked a lot about this throughout the season. A lot of these coaches and gymnasts have been playing it safe. They have been, removing the ENF level skills going back down to a D. This is the time where I think they need to up their game. I think to just have any extra points here, any extra tenths that they can get just from that level of difficulty, I think they need to pull out all the stops. I think they need to wow the judges. I think this is going to be very difficult because college gymnastics is interesting. You've got Olympians, and you have people girls who have competed on national teams, and you just have some level 10 gymnasts. It's very diverse. However, they're all very similar in the skill set currently because some of those Olympic gymnasts have been playing it safe this season. And so I think this is really where that we're going to see a lot of people pulling out the stops to be able to get those extra tenths and be able to put them in the next bracket. Because there's quite a few meets leading up to this, and it's hard. I mean, even just talking about NC State competing against Florida, poor Wolfpack, but I'm sorry, Florida's going to take that home. I'm going to favor them because it's kind of like what they did with the football brackets. I feel like they're putting these people in the brackets, and I know George and I just spoke about this before we hopped on. I know they're putting certain teams in certain brackets because they don't want you to keep playing your own conference, and I get that. However, the SEC in the gymnastics world is genuinely the dominant conference. We've got 4 of the top 5 teams nationally ranked are SEC teams. And so I think it just kind of sucks because I feel like you're not really giving people opportunities.
I love it.
I as an SEC fan, sure, it's great, but I also
let the national championship just be SEC teams.
It probably will be at this point. I don't know. It's going to be. I mean, obviously LSU is probably going to take it home. I'm going to go ahead and favor them. It's going to be LSU, Florida, or Oklahoma. Those are the 3 teams that have been consistently showing up. Florida, they've had some here, which does make me worried that a team that has had a few slip-ups is still above a team like UCLA with Jordan Childs. That is scary. That is a scary thought to think. Like, they've had back-to-back falls on bars, on beam, multiple floor incidents, injuries. Florida continually comes back and comes out on top. So I just think that coming up in these really tough few competitions, few weeks in their training, if Florida can really clean it up, they genuinely have a chance at this.
And I think there's a lot of like sneaky teams coming in here. Like, obviously we want to focus on the SEC teams, but even California, I think, they're really good. They have never won a national title. I'm excited to see what they'll be able to do. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's just so much talent. One thing I did find interesting, and I don't remember exactly when I saw this, but was people, they love you until they hate you. And with Livy Dunn, people were coming at her for being a fifth year senior, still competing, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, nobody questions the fact that LSU's quarterback is a fifth year season. Why is it a problem that I continue to do what I love? And let's say I'm not Livy Dunn's number one fan. I'm not her number one hater either. I'm very indifferent on her.
You're a
But
hater. You're a hater. It's
I
okay.
am not a hater. I just hated what she said that one time. I'm a hater in general, but she's right. Why do we look at girls and get mad when they want to compete and continue to do something that they love? I'm really rooting for her and LSU. I think that they have a great team, a really connected team. So it'll be exciting to see what they will do.
And they have I mean, it's seniority. They've got a bunch of seniors on their team, so I'm looking forward to seeing that they do have Helen Hugh, the freshman, who is like, uh, I would I would pay her millions of dollars to get her to not leave my school if she was at my school. I think she's going to have a fabulous next 4 seasons or 3 seasons, or if she decides to be a fifth year, who knows? But you're looking at a team that genuinely has seniority. So yeah, like I think that they do mesh well together. They're a very connected team. You can tell that they're genuinely friends off of outside of the gym, and I think that's genuinely so important when you're competing as a team. And we've got some good individual contenders here too. So I'm really looking forward to the next 2 weeks. I think the training is about to be very rigorous for them, but I think all of these SEC teams have genuinely prepped themselves for what's coming next. I mean, you've even got Kentucky. Kentucky's in the top 10 nationally. So we've got some really, really interesting, enticing, and fun meets coming up. And I'm excited to watch the SEC girls in these next regional championships.
Yeah, I am too. I'm hoping we show up and show out and get it done.
Oh, we will. Well, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments. We're excited to talk about these brackets. Share your brackets with us on Instagram and TikTok. We're interested to know, who are you favoring during these next few weeks of these rigorous trainings. As always, follow us on social media. Come back and watch us next week. I'm sure we've got some juicy stuff to talk about then.
I have one thing to say.
Okay.
My moonwalk was really good. You couldn't see my feet, and Molly doesn't need to teach me how to moonwalk because I already know how to moonwalk. Thank you. Goodbye.
We'll see you guys next week. Bye.